Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, Adab. Today we are going to start a new chapter in economics, that is theory of demand. Before going to the chapter, please subscribe my channel, likes, lots of likes I need, please do it. So theory of demand. So you can see the screen in this theory of demand. First of all, the meaning of demand, we are going to see that. Okay, so concept of demand, just read this pink color, that sentence, that you easily can get that the meaning of. So so demand for a commodity is the desire to buy a commodity backed with a sufficient purchasing power. So first thing is that you should remember that the demand is that two things is required in the demand. One is that need, another one is that your purchasing power and that you are willing to spend. So the things is that first one is the sufficient purchasing power and the willingness to spend. So I can say that the demand, need, anything you require plus willingness to spend, right? Willingness to spend. So that is known as the demand. So demand, if that summarized manner, if I am asking that what is demand, demand is a commodity requirement, or can say desire of a commodity backed with the purchasing power as well as you are willing to spend for it. So that is known as the demand. Now come here the quantity demanded and demand. What is the difference between that? Simple, that quantity demanded actually you have purchased, that is by using of your purchasing power, that means by using of your resources, that you already spend your money and you got some goods or services, that is known as the quantity demanded. That means you already purchased that goods. So simple way, if the definition manner, if you're seeing that the demand refers to different possible quantities of a commodity that a consumer is ready to buy at a different possible prices that commodity. So in the market, what are the prices are there as per this, the people or the consumer ready to purchase further, that is known as the demand. And quantity demanded is what you could find out as refer to the specific quantity, that means already purchased by a consumer, specific quantity to be purchased against a specific price of a commodity. So the difference, if you find this, the demand and quantity demanded, demand is nothing but what, it is a statement, you can say that, right? So possible quantities of a commodity that a consumer ready to purchase, and here that refer to a specific quantity to be purchased, right? So that is known as the quantity demanded. Now come here the next, that is demand schedule. Schedule, indirectly remember that it is a table. So demand schedule is that what, a table related to the price and the quantity demanded. It's called the demand schedule. A table where that quantity demanded has done, you are showing, that is known as the demand schedule. So demand schedule, you can say that, come down, I am showing you the demand schedule. See, this is one of the demand schedule. Say individual demand schedule, this one. Individual demand schedule, this means of what? A single person demanded what are the quantity they have demanded, that is known as the individual demand schedule. Can you see that here? Say example, person A, consumer A. So consumer A purchasing power is like that. If that one price of a good, rupees 1, so quantity demanded is how much? 4. Say price increases to, that quantity demanded decreases. Price increases 2 to 3, quantity demand decreases from 3 to 2. Indirectly you could find out where the price increases, the quantity demand decreases. Simple. Now one point I am going to give you, anytime you found that one path increases in economics, one path increases, another path decreases, it is known as negative relation. Increases at the place, I can say that one path decreases, another path increases, that is also negative relation. That means opposite when they are walking, that is known as the negative relation. You could find out here, the price increases, quantity demand decreases, or price decreases, quantity demand increases. So that this is known as the negative relation between the price and demand. So now individual demand schedule, market demand schedule. Individual demand schedule is that what? That where that individual, a single consumer demand you are showing in a schedule, that is known as the individual demand schedule. Market demand schedule, all the consumer exist in a market, all the consumer exist in a market, that demand you are showing in a table, that is known as the market demand schedule. First I am showing the market demand schedule to you here also. Okay, so this one I am thinking here that price is 1 2 3 4 like that increasing, and here are two types, or can say the two consumer are available in the market. That actually this is the assumption, it is not like that then only two consumer exist in the market, there could be more than two consumer exist in the market, but I am thinking about here now that only two consumer exist in the market. So as per the price one, that consumer A demanded, how much demanded, just you take a look here, consumer A demanded 4 and consumer B demanded how much, 5. So I am thinking about that the consumer B having little more income than the consumer A, so that's why the consumer B's demand is little more as per the price of 1 than consumer A. That is not our matter, our matter is that the market demand. So market demand is that what I am thinking, in the whole market only two consumer, but two consumer actually is not there, more than two consumer, so that all the consumers demand when I am adding, that is known as the market demand. Now see that at the price of market demand how much, 9. I hope clear. So again the price increases, no, quantity demand definitely will decrease. Now quantity demand decreases for consumer A, see that 4 to 3 and here 5 to 4. So now 3 and 4 total consumer demand is here 7. So you can find out that in market two quantity demand reduces. I hope clear. Again if you go on one more, so here the price increases to 3 rupees. Now for consumer A demanding 2, consumer B demanding 3. So now 2 and 3 total 5 market demand are there available. Again consumer A purchasing 1 when the price increases to 4 and here 2. So 1 and 2 it will be 3. So market demand schedule is that table where that all the consumers demand shown in a table exist in a market. Again all the consumer exist in a market if shown in a table form, that is known as the market demand schedule. That's it. Now if the question is coming that what is curve, that what are the things we have seen here, no, if I am showing in the graphical form or can say that curve form, that is known as the market demand curve. Let's see that the next topic, that is market demand curve. Now see that demand curve and its slope. So demand curve where that demand you are showing in a graphical presentation, that is known as the demand curve. So the demand schedule we have seen above, right? So that demand schedule when you are showing in the form of graph, that is known as the demand curve. Now demand curve again how many types should be, say individual demand curve and market demand curve. So now individual demand curve, the individual demand as per the prevailing market price shown in a graphical form, shown in a curve form is known as the individual demand curve. Have you seen that? See here I am showing you. Say y-axis I am thinking about the price and x-axis I am thinking about the quantity demanded. Now see that individual person, so that when the price was 4, quantity demand was 1, so the point intersect where here, right? Because of that price was 4. Now I have written here this is a 0, 1 2 3 4 and here also 1 2 3 4. So now y-axis was price, so price was 4, quantity demand is 1, so that intersecting where, this place, so this is 1 point, here is 1, x is 1 and y is 4, you can write like that also. Indirectly demand is 1, price is 4. Now price decreases from 4 to 3, now 3, demand will increases from 1 to 2 because negative relation, price decreases, so demand will increase, so demand increases, so the point is here. So x-axis 2, 3, right? Next one is that price decreases to 3 to 2, more decreases. Now demand increases from 2 to 3, you could find out. Now these all point, if I am matching together with a line, that line known as the demand curve. So that D curve is the demand curve. This boxes and all the things, have you seen that inside? It is not compulsory to make. Okay, this curve is the important one, right? So this is the demand curve. Have you seen that demand curve? Demand curve is normally, when we are making that, it is sloping downward. Have you seen that? It's coming from here to here, so that it is downward sloping. So if it is downward sloping, it is otherwise known as negative relation. Remember that, downward sloping otherwise known as negative relation. I hope clear. So next will be market demand curve. Again market demand curve. Market demand schedule, when we are showing in a graphical form, that is on the market demand curve. Now see that consumer A, their demand I have shown 4, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3. So that combination was there. And I am thinking here the B, that is 4, quantity demand was 2, right? So that at the manner I have made first two different consumers demand curve. Now combine them, it make the market demand curve. Have you seen that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quantity demand, and here I have written price 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 4, when that 4 price, the demand was 3. Check here. Here is 1, consumer A1, consumer B2, total is 3. So that 4 consumer demand is 3. So consumer demand is 3. Have you find this? Consumer demand is 5 when the price is become 3. Say here is 2 and here is 3, 5, and so on. So if you comparing with that curve, demand curve, say here individual demand curve little steeper, and here that it is flatter. So market demand curve little flatter, right? So it will go, price will decrease less, but the market demand changes is huge because of the combination of that all consumers demand we are showing here, right? So that individual demand curve, market demand curve, both we have seen here. Some of the books all three curves made together, don't be confused. Now slope of demand curve, already seen that slope of demand curve is that slope where shows the negative relation, it is sloping downward, a straight line sloping downwards. Okay, that means is nothing but what? Negative relation, say estimated as negative relation minus indirectly known as the negative relation, and delta P indirectly change in price, due to that change in price change in quantity also. So indirectly negative relation, this minus for negative relation between price, that is change in price. If you changing otherwise known as what? Delta. Delta means changing. Delta P, if you have done, definitely delta Q also be there. So delta Q. So this is that slope of demand curve. Have you seen that the slope of demand curve? Yes, this one. I hope clear. Okay. Now demand function or determinants of demand. Now first of all, that demand function. The demand function, it is a functional relationship between demand and its factor affecting the demand. What the two words I told that? First one is I told that demand function, it is a functional relationship between quantity demanded, meaning we have seen before only quantity demanded, and its determinants. In this determinants, no, that words I can say differently, that is factor affecting demands. Factors affecting demand, that also known as the determinants. Indirectly, what are the factors responsible to change the demand, that is known as the factors affecting the demand. So let's see that what are the factors changing the demand. First of all, I am seeing as per the individual demand function. So individual demand function, here we have 5 factors, those can change our demand. What are they? First we have that own price of the commodity. Why the own have given that? Let's see that first. So own price of the commodity, indirectly what we have seen that if the price increases, quantity demand decreases. If the price decreases, quantity demand increases. That only they are telling about here. So that if the price increases, just think about that. If the price increases, I am putting that arrow, price increases, quantity demand what? Decreases. Or opposite also you can go there, price decreases, quantity demand what? Increases. So this is the negative relation between the own price of the commodity. Why the own have given there? I can see there the second point. See here. Second point given about what? Price of related goods. Have you seen that? Here also price, above also price. So that's why for making of changes here, they made above one own price of the commodity, here written price of related goods. Now price of related goods, that means of what? They are related with two goods. So price of related goods can be two types. So one is that substitute goods, another one is complementary goods. Okay, let's see. Substitute goods, the name says the substitute. So substitute goods are those goods which can be used one at the place of other. Again, the substitute goods are those goods which can be used one at the place of other. Say example, Colgate and Pepsodent. Now think about Colgate and Pepsodent. Now what I told here, price of related goods. That means one price, other demand we will find out. Both the price and demand, if you checking, no, it become own price of the commodity. Because above already you have seen that. Own price of the commodity means the price changing for the same commodity, and the demand also we are showing the same commodity changes. Here one price, Colgate price I have taken, and the Pepsodent demand I have taken. Okay. So let's see that. If the Colgate price increases, just you think that as substitute available, Colgate price increases, substitute available, people just shift to purchase of Pepsodent. So purchase of Pepsodent. So purchase of Pepsodent, Pepsodent demand will increase. So undoubtedly, where that price increases, quantity demand of Pepsodent increases. Which relation? Both the things you have seen that increases, that also increases. That is known as the positive relation, not opposite. Opposite if it is, that is negative relation. So here should be positive relation. I have shown is a plus sign, right? Substitute goods. Okay, if you read that this pink one easily, that also you can understand what we have discussed here now. Increase in the price of one causes increase in the demand of other. So that is known as the positive relation. Now complementary goods, first example we are going to see. Car and petrol is a complementary goods. That means of what? Those goods which can be used combinedly, or can say that for fulfilling of one demand we supposed to use at least two goods. That is known as the complementary goods. Now complementary goods, let's see that complementary goods, if you thinking about the car and petrol, I told, right? Car and petrol. Now car price and petrol demand. Now car price increases, people will not purchase petrol also, because of the people not purchasing car. So car price increases, petrol demand will decrease. Which relation? Negative relation. So substitute goods was positive relation, complementary goods is negative relation. So the thing says car price increases, quantity demand decreases, right? So the quantity demand, which one is that quantity demand here? Say price increases of car, people will not purchase car, automatically they will not purchase the petrol also, but it is a substitute and complementary is the price of related goods. So that one price, another demand we are checking. So this is nothing but negative relation, if you could find. Okay. Now in individual demand curve and individual demand determinants, only two things are there where they are having negative relation. First is the own price of the commodity. If you have seen that, if you remember, own price of the commodity, see here, this one, price decreases, demand increases, or price increases, demand decreases. And this one, complementary goods, right? See here, complementary goods. So price of car increases, petrol demand decreases, negative relation. Remaining whatever we are going to see, that all are positive relation. Okay, that for remembering purpose I am telling you, only two things determinants relation will be negative, and the remaining all are positive relation. Let's see that the difference between the two given the, just take a look, that income of a consumer. Now think about the income of a consumer. If the consumer income increases, think about, no, your income increases, definitely you should demanding more, so that if the consumer income increases, the consumer demand also increases. Positive relation, consumer income increases, demand increases. Positive relation, income decreases, demand decreases. Negative relation, I hope you understood. So that income increases, demand increases, income decreases, demand decreases, but it is sense of a normal goods. Okay, so if two types of goods are there, if I am talking about, one is the normal goods, another one is inferior goods. Just for remembering purpose, you should remember that normal goods, that means where the normal middle class family people purchasing. Inferior goods, those goods normally poor people purchasing. Why? Inferior goods comparatively there will be less price and less nutrition. Nutrition will be very less. Inferior, the name says that inferior. Those who are not having ability to purchase normal goods because of the lack of money, so they are only purchasing goods for filling of the stomach. They are thinking about that, yes, my stomach should be filled for food day, nutrition and all. So that time the normal goods having a positive relation with your income. But inferior goods, just you think that inferior goods, otherwise known as giffen goods also. Now giffen goods, which type of goods I told? Some of the example given in your book, that is bajra, coarse grain. So these all comes under the inferior goods. Okay, so now you think about that, if your income is less, definitely you are purchasing more inferior goods. That means if you are a poor, if you are a poor, you are purchasing inferior goods. Now you think relation, first normal goods. So if your income increases, normal goods demand will increase. Again, if your income increases, normal goods demand will increase. But here, if your income increases, you are not at all purchasing inferior goods, your demand will go down for the inferior goods. I hope clear. You are shifting to normal goods, correct? No? So that if that income increases, inferior goods demand will decrease, and that income increases, normal goods demand will increase. So at the place of normal goods, if not mentioned anywhere that which goods you are actually thinking about, that time you always think about this is a normal goods talking about. Okay, and inferior goods, where the income increases, demand will decrease, that will be the negative relation. Just you take a look the difference, you can easily understand. Next one is the taste and preferences. If your taste and preferences increases, your demand also go up. That means if you liking more the goods, your taste and preferences you are giving more. Say example, Ashirvad Atta and Ashirvad Atta and any other normal chakki atta. You are having good taste in this Ashirvad Atta. Even though the price of Ashirvad Atta increases, you are not bothering about to purchase that, right? You are not at all bothering about to the price, right? To the price. So you are purchasing Ashirvad Atta only, right? Because of the your taste and preferences is more in that Ashirvad Atta. Even though the price is more, but you are not bothering about that. You are purchasing Ashirvad Atta. So taste and preferences increases, your demand also increases. Taste and preferences decreases, your demand also decreases. Have you seen that? Which relation? Positive relation only. Next, expectation. Expectation is otherwise known as the future expectation. Now think about the future price. Again, future price, present demand, future expectation, like that we will find out. Now think about the future price. Just a little concentrate here. Future price, what is that? If you thinking about that, say tomato, now the present market tomato rate is very huge. So if you thinking about that after some day tomato price will go down. Now at present what you should do? You are not at all purchasing the tomato anyhow. You are thinking about the after 1 week the price anyhow that will go down, that time I will purchase. So now if the near future the price will go down, present demand will go down. You are not purchasing now, you are thinking about that after 1 week I will purchase. Again same thing, if near future that after 1 week you thinking about that the price of the tomato will go high, now you are purchasing more. Now you are purchasing more, because of that you know that near future the price will go high and you are holding that. Say example 10 kgs of tomato you have purchased and you keep in refrigerator, like that, right? So future expectation also having positive relation. Now if summarized manner, if you see that all 5 points, first own price of the commodity negative relation, second one is price of related goods, two types, one is the substitute goods having positive relation, complementary goods having negative relation. After that consumer income, if you thinking about the two types of goods, normal goods having positive relation, inferior goods having negative relation, and taste and preferences positive relation. When the taste and preference increases, demand also increases, and future expectation having also positive relation. Near future the price increases, present demand will increase. Thank you very much for today. If you like the class, please subscribe and put a likes, as well share with your friends. Thank you very much.